Cannot believe her anymore. My W has been having sort of flirty texting with an old friend of ours, older married cop with kids. She doesn't know that I have seen any of the messages. All sudden she now has made herself a trip with my daughter to go see this friend and their family, while staying at her uncle's. There is texting indicating they plan to get together, though of course not specific about anything. However, I think a physical affair is very likely. I don't have lot time right now, but I will check in tomorrow again with more details. My question is, do I intervene now and stop this on its tracks, or let the chips fall where they may and let her have her PM? So confused and have read so much I'm not sure what to do. If someone doesn't want to be with me, let them do whatever they want. I'm not going to stop her if this is who she is, to be able to do something like this and ruin her marriage. I'm terrified, hurt, angry, but try and keep my cool and not blow anything up just yet. The trip is around New Year's, several states away. Married for 14 years, 3 kids. I'm not aware of any issues in our marriage. All is well as far as I'm aware. Comment: if you wait to confront until after she's gone on the trip, she'll lie, deny, and gaslight the hell out of you. She'll also delete the messages, wipe her phone, delete all of her email, etc. And she'll take the affair underground, which will make your life hell. So, here's what you do. 1. Back up any and all evidence first. Be sure to store everything in at least 2 different cloud-based locations so that she can't get to it. Register the accounts to a new email address and use unique passwords for each of the new accounts. 2. Confront your WW with knowledge of the EA. Also be sure to let her know that the trip is now cancelled. And B. She'll be cutting any and all contact with other man going forward. Unless, that is, she'd prefer to divorce. 3. Expose to OMW. Be prepared to forward evidence to her as needed. If your WW refuses to cut contact with other man, attempts to gaslight you, expose the affair to her family as well, and then file for divorce. OP responds: one thing I have read that makes a lot of sense is to never ever give away your source of information. And I don't want to do this because who knows when I might need it again, so I prefer not to disclose anything about how I found out. I am actually a software engineer and work for one of the big carriers, which our family plan is on, of course, so my ability to see information on her phone is virtually unlimited, without ever having to put a finger on her phone. I already have multiple copies of all the evidence, so that's not an issue. It's stored in extremely secure locations within company servers and multiple crypto layers. It's safe. So, what if I stop the PA, then what? She has already shown her intent, and this is what's haunting me. I mean, this guy this ugly as sin and heavier, older than me, what the hell? If I stop the PA, will she come to terms with herself? Or will I have to chase her and spy on her from now on? I am not up to that. I'm way too busy and have an intense career for that nonsense. I am so lost, I can't concentrate for anything, don't know how much longer I can handle it. I don't know if I want to save anything or not. I'm so torn and confused I can't think straight. Nothing relating to infidelity ever that I'm aware of, and yes, his W would definitely be pissed if she saw them. There are pictures included, very erotic I guess, but nothing revealed. I don't have time today, but will post more message details tomorrow. I just can't believe this is happening. What did I do? Juggling a ton of work at the same time, stressing, hands trembling, haven't eaten in a while, my blood pressure must be through the roof. As far as I know, our marriage is great, that's the thing. What the hell is going on? We have good bonding regularly, she doesn't work, has everything she wants, I can't comprehend it. In the past I have had a couple issues with her overspending and getting us in moderate debt without telling me, and I have had to bail us out twice with my stock options. That's about all the problems I have had with her, and the last one was like 5 years ago. The cell phone account is my own account with my own SSN. I'm not violating any company policy, however I'm sure that what I'm doing would be frowned upon because I am using sensitive and proprietary company tools and means to gain access to this information. I feel like I want to save the marriage. I am stumped by all of this. I keep asking myself what I could have done. We have regular dates, we enjoy time together. I don't get along with her in-laws, but that's not new. I think I'm just going to confront her and tell her I grabbed her phone one night while she slept. I read that somewhere else. What should I expect her reaction to be? I feel like I might freeze up and not know how to react or say the right thing. This is paralyzing to me. I need to find a way to chill out a bit and unplug from this. I told her I'm staying at my mom's tonight because as I have to help her out with some things, and in fact I do. I need to break away from her for a bit. I am going to see a counselor on Monday to get some help as well. We'll check in here tomorrow, trying to stay strong, but this is brutal. Interesting twist. She told me this morning last night she couldn't sleep well because I wasn't home, so she ended up staying late. I checked the messages and sure enough she had texted him around 1 a.m. The messages were pretty innocent, talking about weather and snow and stuff. He asks her why I wasn't sleeping at home and if things were okay between us, and she replied with something like, yes, things are okay. I love that man. He is the love of my life. There were no more texts after that. It just went dark. What make out of this? I am going to chill for the weekend and see a therapist and attorney on Monday. I'm off for the rest of the year. Today even my boss, she told me you don't look all right. What's going on? I told her it was nothing serious, just stressing over the holidays. I have known her for over 10 years, she knows. The trip's still a while away. I have time to get my head together, investigate some more and lay low. I think. I don't know, I suck at this, I'm sure. I am worried I will screw up any confrontation, lose my thought, things like that. I don't know crap about this stuff. I am definitely not giving her crappy bonding. I always do oral on her and make her finish. She does her thing and all, many times. Sorry. Just want to be clear, at least 3 to 4 times a week. What hell else does she want? I did have a fling thing with her sister like right before we got married very long time ago. She is a couple years younger than W and was very hot then. She pursued me. I'm pretty sure she was mad that her sis was marrying me and getting new house, car, etc. But we never had slept together, kissed and chilled, but that was it. And only once. Her sis invited me to her dorm one time after that and I said no. We never even talked about it since then ever, and W is not supposed to know anything. I doubt she suddenly found out. I know what I did was wrong, but I was young and stupid and was most definitely pursued very hard. Screw me, I knew this would come back and bite me one day. But man, it was nothing and, in the end, I stood my ground and said no. W sent text and FB message to OM to never contact her again just now, that the trip is cancelled and that I'm livid with her. She literally did this without me asking. She said she doesn't want anything in her life that's going to be a problem for us and our marriage. I've been checking text messages, phone calls and FB chats and there has been no contact since yesterday morning at all. And I am pretty certain there is no other phone she is using. The specific words I think were something like I can't live without you. I can't lose you over something stupid like this. I don't want to jeopardize our marriage over anything, specifically another man. I was just flirting with him. It meant nothing. I have no feelings for him at all. I'm fine not talking to him again as I hadn't talked to him in years anyways. She is standing firm in that she never said anything intending to meet up privately with him for anything. That I am reading incorrectly or making it more than it is, and taking it out of context. She can understand how it could come across that way, but never was there any plan to do anything. She was going to have our daughter along all the time tied to her hip. Since he is a good photographer, she had discussed meeting up to take pictures of her and our daughter, but she said that was always meant to be with family around, not some get-together like I'm thinking, and assuming his W was okay with it. I did verify and the messages were sent to OM, no replies yet. The deal is I'm still on the fence about wide open exposure to OMW. It will spread like wildfire through the family, and you know what, it will be embarrassing as hell to me too, man. Not just them too, because we portray a pretty good marriage image. That's putting a lot of hesitation on my mind about doing it. Update. I have not exposed to OMW and honestly, I do not plan to, particularly now with Christmas upon us and the party, it will ruin everything. I am just not cool doing that, not yet at least. Still no word from other man to my W's NC text and FB message, not one peep. She has been extremely nice and apologetic and I have been checking all her calls and texts and nothing sticks out. I think I'm going to let a few days go by and let Christmas go past and see what happens next. I am disappointed about the comments of my previous mistake many years ago. Yes, being young and stupid does count. And hell, the woman, her sis, pretty much threw herself at me. What the hell? I did not sleep with her. I had no intention and was frankly stumped by just the kissing alone. I stopped it and told her can't do this and that my W could be back any minute. Here I thought all along I had stood the moral stand. Guess not. Was I attracted to her sis then? Absolutely. She was amazing back then and extremely physical and flirtatious, but I knew it would be a disaster to follow through with her. I guess it also doesn't count that she had her own ulterior motive. Was very jealous her sister had landed a good catch and I was giving my W everything. New home, cars, etc. Her sis told me she was jealous, and even though she didn't say it explicitly, but I know she wanted to get back at her sister, my W, and screwing her husband to have one over her somehow. I didn't let that happen, but no one appears to see that angle of it. Still need to get my W her Christmas gift. Should I take into consideration what she has done to affect the gift at all? I'm hung up on this part and running out of time. I discovered she was using Instagram to chat with another man. Turned out to be her physical therapist, where she was going to 3 times a week for a leg injury. She confessed to a 2-week-long PIA only, which I verified through taking over her IG account. The cop guy was nothing, or least yet, I was onto the least wrong thing. The latest installed app I pushed showed me this detail, but unfortunately it was a little too late. I got played at my own game and lost, guys. I'm so screwed up right now I have had to call the suicide hotline at one time. I have exposed this OM to his W from a 23-year-old marriage. His W doesn't want him and wants a divorce. He pleaded me to no end not to tell on him, said he would beg me on his knees. I did it anyways, and in the end, he thanked me. He has told me he is contemplating suicide but backed out of it. Advice and how serious to take that. Do I have to tell on him to authorities? He will also likely lose his job as well as a result of his W exposing him. I have started separating all my finances from my W and will be filing for D later in the week. I have no idea how my kids are going to turn out or how things will play out. I am so devastated it's beyond belief. I know some of you think I deserve this for my stupid crap from 15 years ago. I do not know how often I will have the energy to come back in here to update, but I will from time to time. This is horrific. Her parents are all on her side. I quit talking to them. My poor kids, all I can think about. They are so innocent. My older daughter knows. Make no mistake, this divorce will screw me up completely financially. I live in FL, a no-fault state, and it sucks for divorce for men. They won't give crap about anything that happened. I'm in for lifetime alimony and many years of very high child support costs. I'm not as excited as some of you are about my divorce and dumping her, the mother of my kids after all. She won't have a clue what to do. This will be all on me. My lawyer is away. The thought once someone told you that they were contemplating suicide, you had to tell on them, or you could get in trouble if Lou finds out you knew and said nothing. Is that right? The OM did threaten me with X's life if I told on him. I did anyways, but he then sent me a huge thank you note for doing it. He said the guilt was X him anyways, that I did the right thing. He never thought he would have done this in a 23-year-old marriage. He never had even anything close happen. He said he had to inform his job or his W was going to. Haven't talked to him in a couple days now, so who knows. My W, when she noticed I had shut down her account, she was on way home from grocery store. She said she immediately knew that I was onto her, and as technologically as I was, that she knew I already knew everything. She said she was frozen and doesn't even remember getting home. She came to my office and she dropped on her knees and gave me her wedding ring without me saying a word. I didn't say anything. She was crying hysterically and she said I have done everything. Horrible things. I know you will divorce me, but please know I will spend the rest of my life to fix myself and to do whatever you always want me to do. Anything. Everything. She just kept repeating this. I let her parents know immediately and they called her. She then told me all the details and has been telling me since that day. The usual crap really. Nothing special or unique worth going into. She would run off with him after therapy to some unoccupied building next door and do the deed, and that's it. I have all the dirty details and all that, but doesn't bother me too much. Whatever, I have been with more partners than her by far before we married and had a lot of fun, so I'm not jealous or any crap like that. She doesn't work. I am the only income. I make almost $250,000, which will be crap after the divorce. We live comfortably in a fancy, reputable community, new house, with 3 acres of land, all gone, destroyed now. I am filling for divorce, no doubt, but I know I am and will hesitate a lot. She doesn't have a penny to live on, doesn't know where she will go, doesn't know anything, can't afford a lawyer. I mean, she is truly screwed and I feel for her. My kids love her. I can't have the kids full time. That's crazy. I work a lot, travel once a month or so on business. I am happy with 50-50, just hate not to have them around because of her stupid behavior. She admits she has problems that she needs fixing. Was X as a child too. But I don't buy it. People our age can tell right from wrong. Is that simple? I don't believe everything else. There is a lot more. I have to go for a bit now. Will return. On top of everything, I kicked the crap out of her Lexus for having OM in it. Well, I missed the fender and hit the wheel instead and now have a hairline fracture on foot with a plastic boot now. I just have to ask. I can't grasp it. What is it with cheaters that are discovered that they think they still can ask for anything at all? That if they ask you for a chance that they might deserve one. I mean, that just kills me. Both her and OM still had nerve to ask for me not to do certain things. What the hell? Who asked me anything about being okay with being shared with another person physically? I don't recall that being asked. I get people want to have screw around or whatever. I get it. It happens. It's nature. But goddamn it, keep me the hell away from it. After spending the weekend trying to clear my head, I still felt lost and confused about what to do. I had an appointment with a therapist and attorney on Monday to help me figure things out. The therapist was helpful in calming me down and helping me focus on what I wanted, while the attorney gave me some practical advice about what to expect if I decided to file for divorce. I knew that I couldn't continue living like this. I needed to make a decision, and soon. I didn't want to be the person who stayed in a loveless marriage just for the sake of staying married. I had to do what was best for me, even if it meant breaking my wife's heart. I sat down with her on Tuesday to have a heart-to-heart conversation. It wasn't easy, but I needed to know the truth about what was going on. She admitted to me that she had been talking to the other man and had been considering going on the trip with him. She claimed that it was all innocent, just a bit of flirting, but I knew better. I couldn't believe that she was willing to throw away our marriage over a crush. I couldn't understand why she wasn't happy with me, why she needed someone else to make her feel wanted. I felt betrayed and hurt, but I knew that I had to be strong. We talked about the future of our marriage and what we wanted for ourselves. It was clear that we had grown apart and that we were no longer the same people we were when we first got married. We both agreed that it was time for us to move on. The divorce process was painful and difficult, but in the end, it was worth it. I knew that I had made the right decision, even if it meant losing the person I had spent most of my adult life with. I couldn't continue living in a marriage that had lost its spark, and I knew that I deserved better. I made sure to take care of myself during this difficult time, seeing my therapist regularly and leaning on my friends and family for support. It wasn't easy, but I knew that I had to do what was best for me. In the end, I was able to move on with my life and find happiness again. I met someone new who loved and appreciated me for who I was, and I knew that I had made the right decision. Even though it was painful, I knew that divorce was the best thing for both of us. We were able to part amicably and move on with our lives, free to find the happiness we both deserved. My comments: you need to take care of yourself and stay positive. Good things can happen down the road. Story 2. I can't make up my mind. I've been divorced for 2 years now, separated 4 years after discovering my wife's affairs. We were married for 14 years. Her infidelity profoundly changed me as a person and changed how I view relationships, which I'm sure is fairly common. After the breakup, I jumped right into dating. I had more physical partners in the 2 years post-split than I did in my entire life before that combined. Not once did I develop any real feelings for any of these women, besides liking them. I don't know if that's because I just haven't found anyone I really connect with or because I'm incapable of it. I believe I have built a wall around me to protect myself, as I don't feel I can ever allow myself to be that vulnerable again. I've heard the "you're emotionally unavailable" thing more than once from the women I've dated. I haven't had a girlfriend since August 2020. Since I ended that, I haven't been searching one out. I kind of gave up. I just don't feel anything. I have been sleeping with a woman since the breakup of the last relationship. We had hooked up before. Things got too serious. I bailed. She approached me again and said she'd be cool with just being lovers. I was hesitant but agreed to try. We've been sleeping together for over a year and are great friends. She's awesome, but I do not love her or desire a relationship beyond what we have. She's cool with this. We discussed the other night how much we enjoy our freedom. She divorced her abusive husband. She has expressed to me she's happy with us being lovers and she really enjoys the great bonding. We also have great conversation. Frequency is every second weekend. I have not slept with anyone else since we've been doing it. I don't know if she has or not. I waffle back and forth on wanting a girlfriend and not. I am enjoying the hell out of my freedom. I have my kids Friday to Monday, and during the weeknights I don't have them. I am enjoying working on my hobbies and a vacation. I'm never bored or really lonely at all. However, I know the one thing keeping me from pursuing a real relationship is that my physical needs are being met. I'm very high drive, and if I wasn't sleeping with my lover, I'd be seeking it out, and that would lead to a relationship. I'm very lucky in that I have this lover who is happy with the way things are. However, I keep thinking I'm supposed to be in a relationship. I see everyone around me in one. I see beautiful women and think I want her to be my girlfriend. However, I realize that's just lust. Sometimes I think I really want a partner, but the truth of it is I am scared to death of a relationship. I have major trust issues which cause me to be emotionally unavailable, and I'm just not really willing to sacrifice my freedom or give up a part of myself, which I feel I'd have to do, to have a relationship. I see people in real life, and it just seems like the odds of a woman cheating are too high. Men too, I'm sure, but I'm not a woman, so not talking about that at the moment. Relationships seem like Russian roulette to me, with more chambers loaded than not. I recently signed up for Match and had a couple dates lined up. I just bailed on them and stopped messaging women. I had a date with a beautiful woman all set and all I had was anxiety about it, zero excitement. It never went down and I was relieved. Wow, I'm 40 though and not getting younger. I worry about, should I be with someone? Is that what you're supposed to do in life? Would I be willing to take the risk and give up my freedom for the right person? Or is there no right person because I'm all screwed up? Am I still damaged from the affair, divorce, just not ready? Or is this the new me and I'm one of those angry men? Is this the new reality, single forever and just hooking up to get my physical needs met? Do I need to push myself out of my comfort zone, take the risk, give up my freedom and just take the plunge in hopes I fall in love and it's all worth it? Am I even capable of falling in love? Do I actually want a relationship but I'm just scared? Or do I think I'm supposed to be in one but actually I'm totally happy being single? The ex and I tried counseling during our falls are useless. I've been to 3 different I see useless. What would I even say I was going for? Indecisiveness. Back when we started out, she started to get serious. I put the brakes on and said I wasn't interested in this becoming serious, totally 100% honest. She approached me a year and some later and said I thought about it, and I don't know why I was pushing for a relationship. I don't want that either. Are you interested in just being lovers again? I was hesitant but said sure. It's been over a year now. We've discussed it in detail since and she has expressed that she is happy with the arrangement. Don't need the guilt trip about that. Seems that's your issue, not mine or hers. Like I'm really enjoying myself for the most part. I'm really productive at work and in my free time. I'm never bored and as I said, I enjoy my solitude. I really don't get lonely. I love my time with my kids and when I'm on my own I'm accomplishing stuff that's important to me. The online dating thing, I always end up backing away as it just seems forced. If something happens, I think it maybe should happen organically. Like in the elevator at work the other day, this woman just starts a conversation with me. Totally attractive blonde and she was flirting. It was first thing in the morning and I was not on my game. She walked away and only then did I think of witty banter and all this stuff to say. Yes, I should be better prepped for that sort of thing. Hoping you're right on the if you meet someone you will know it. One thing I've learned is you just can't force it or even go looking for it. It just doesn't seem to work that way. The anxiety about the date wasn't even so much about the woman herself. It is because, like you, I am such a homebody. Usually after I force myself to go out, I'm happy I did, but I am so content staying home and doing my thing. I do all my socializing at work. I'm relieved when plans are canceled too, date or not. Been like what for a long time. No, I wasn't emotionally unavailable in my marriage. I was open, committed, always faithful and loving. My ex-wife got herself a lovely little cocaine habit and lived a whole other life that I didn't know about. This may have contributed to the collapse of your marriage. A lack of morals and self-esteem, selfishness, entitlement, and immaturity on my ex's part contributed to the collapse of my marriage. Was I a perfect husband? Of course not. No such thing. And I never expected perfection from my ex. I was a good husband to her, and to this day she tells me that and expresses great regret. It was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life, and that hole in my heart will be there forever. She said that in various different ways many times over, and to this day. I never would have left my wife if it weren't for the cheating. She was an emotionally abusive basket case, but I would have stuck around until the bitter end, until she slept with another dude. That gave me the ability to walk away from that toxic marriage with integrity. I now find comfort in my solitude. I used to find comfort in my nuclear family. Now, I can't even look at old pictures of the kids from when we were together without feeling pain. Not pain from losing her or not being with her, that's a good thing. But the loss of my nuclear family, the children's loss of their family unit, the pain we all went through, and the fact that my children are from a broken home, and that I was betrayed and lied to so badly. I look at pictures of those precious children and think of us waiting for her to come home, but she wouldn't, because she was out doing blow and screwing other men. That she could do that to her beautiful children. Me, whatever. I'm a big boy. I survived. But my trust is gone, and so is my faith in the idea that my monogamy will be reciprocated. Maybe it's okay to stay single. I'm happy that way now, but will I always be? Yeah, my ex didn't skip a beat either. Of course, OM dumped her like a bag of dirt. She's never lived alone. From her folks' place, to mine, to living with an emotional and I'm sure physical affair partner after I left her, to moving in with another guy she's now engaged to, for like 3 years now. Codependent much. Astonishing she didn't take any time at all to be by herself and maybe reflect a little. Pretty sad. I used to hate her guts, now I just have pity for her. It's sad. On a side note, I have a coffee date with a gal Thursday. I'm not going to bail this time. It's kind of cool. It's a social date as well as a potential business meeting, which actually takes a little of the pressure off. And it's just coffee instead of a full-on dinner and drinks thing. We'll see what happens. I think infidelity and the subsequent divorce can have one of two effects on you. It can weaken you and beat you down, or it can temper you. I'm willing to give a relationship a try if I'm really connected and into someone, but I don't know that that armor that you put on afterwards is ever going to fully come off. Maybe, but right now, and in the past relationships I've had post-split, when they ended, for whatever reason, I was like, yeah, that's cool. No biggie, which of course infuriates the women. But that of course might mean I never achieve an actual real relationship. I don't know that you can without that full commitment and a true full surrender to the other person. At this point, I'm simply incapable of allowing myself to be exposed fully or vulnerable. Had a first date with a woman I met on Tinder yesterday, just coffee. She's a child therapist. She was late, which stressed her out. It went well, lots of conversation. I couldn't tell if she was just nervous or if she's high energy, uppity. She laughed a lot and got kind of loud a few times. We agreed to another date next week, this time drinks in the evening. Hopefully by the second date I'll know if there's chemistry. She texted me last night saying she had a great time and is looking forward to the next time. I was pretty chill and confident. I'm not really too fussed anymore with it all. She's 7 years my junior, 2 kids same age as mine. It's been 2 years since my divorce, and I still can't seem to make up my mind about what I want. The discovery of my ex-wife's infidelity had a profound impact on me, and it has made me view relationships in a different light. Since the split, I have dated multiple women and had more physical partners in 2 years than I had in my entire life before that. However, I have not developed any real feelings for anyone, and I don't know if it's because I haven't found someone I truly connect with or if I am emotionally unavailable. I am aware that I have built a wall around myself to protect myself, and I don't think I can allow myself to be that vulnerable again. My past partners have told me that I am emotionally unavailable, and I have heard it more than once. I haven't had a girlfriend since August 2020, and I have stopped searching for one. I have been sleeping with a woman since my last relationship ended. She approached me, and we agreed to be just friends with benefits. We have been sleeping together for over a year, and we are great friends. I do not love her, nor do I want a relationship with her beyond what we have. Sometimes I feel like I want a partner, but the truth is that I am afraid of a relationship. I have major trust issues, and I am emotionally unavailable. I am not willing to sacrifice my freedom or give up a part of myself to have a relationship. I see people in relationships, and it seems like the odds of a woman cheating are too high. It's like Russian roulette, and there are more chambers loaded than not. I recently signed up for Match and had a few dates lined up, but I bailed on them and stopped messaging women. I had a date with a beautiful woman all set, and I felt nothing but anxiety about it. Zero excitement. It never went down, and I was relieved. I'm 40, and I worry about whether I should be with someone, but I'm not getting any younger. Should I be taking the risk and giving up my freedom for the right person, or is there no right person because I'm all screwed up? I keep asking myself, am I still damaged from the affair and divorce, or am I not ready for a relationship? Do I need to push myself out of my comfort zone, take the risk, give up my freedom and take the plunge in hopes I fall in love and it's all worth it? Am I even capable of falling in love? I decided to take some time to think about what I really wanted in life. One day, while out for a walk, I saw a woman sitting on a bench, reading a book. She looked up and caught my eye, and I felt my heart race. I didn't say anything to her, but I couldn't stop thinking about her. Over the next few days, I kept seeing her in the same spot, and we would exchange a smile or a nod. One day, I finally got the courage to talk to her. Her name was Shirley, and we started chatting. We had an instant connection, and I felt a spark that I had not felt in a long time. We exchanged numbers, and I couldn't wait to see her again. My comments: see, life after divorce does not need to be bad. You just need to wait it out and see what happens next.